Excuse me. So, I'm gonna check in pockets. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining. We sit here and let everybody come in. How are you all today? Hopefully everybody's having a blessed day. It has been one of those days. And it's hot. It's crazy hot. I don't know the temperature, but it's too hot for me. Anything above 75, that's too hot. So what's the weather like where you all are? Let me refresh this because I'm not seeing any comments, but I see you all coming in. So let me see. Okay, now I see my comments. Shalom. Hi, Vicky. Nice to see you again. Nice to hear from you. I know you are a little less stressed. I'm not going to say the stress is completely gone because I know, but getting settled, that is my aim. I'm so over this. I'm tired. Everybody keeps asking how I'm doing, and I'm tired. I'm over this. I hope you guys can hear. I have this fan on. Like I said, I'm hot and hot natured. Shalom, submit to Christ. Hormones make it worse. I don't know what hot flashes and heat don't mix. Yes, we are. What's the lights are off? Where's Layla? She went outside. Well, the light is on in the laundry room. They're in trouble. So now I have to go turn the light on so you can go to the bathroom. Are you sure? All right. Let me go and cut this light on for her. Come on. Watch the broom. Come your shoes. I don't know why you keep taking them off. Bring me your shoes. God, I've already lied. Fake till I told you do all of this. That's the reason why I'm so late. I'm putting these shoes on. Okay. I've been dealing with you guys for the last hour. Let me see your foot. Alright. Put your here. Let's wash the shoes. You tired? You not tired? Hand me the broom so you don't trip. Are you going to sleep? Yeah. No? Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Now you can go play. You want to say hi first? A dull hi. She's gone. All right. Oh, let me go back up here. Yes, I am moving. Vicky, yes. Vicky, shalom, submit to Christ. Shalom, Vicky. So glad to have you. Thanks. I agree. I don't take to the heat very well anymore. Yeah. How have you been? Better, but still good days and bad days. Well, that's good because I am still praying for you. At least the move is over, except for the 45 boxes or so that I have left to unpack. Wait a minute. You supposed to unpack the boxes? Oh my gosh. I thought, wow, I have a long way to go. I didn't know we had to unpack the boxes. Oh, oh well. Makes me think that if I just got rid of all those boxes, would I miss it? Yeah, seriously, I didn't know we had to unpack the stuff too. I thought we just had to put it in the box. Hmm. Vicky says, but it is all the school stuff. Maybe it's that temptation. Well, Shalom, require. I think that's how to say that. You know, I was just telling a friend the back can just come. Yes, it can come up so quickly. Rakaya, Ra, thank you for joining us. I am a married mother of 11. Wow, somebody with more children than me. You got me by two. How old are your children? And I have a MID son who has mental illness. MID. Refresh my memory on that MID. Okay, okay. I'm reading down the comment. Thank you, Vicki. Okay. Thank you for joining and thank you for sharing and inviting. Thanks a million to my dear sister V told me about this channel. Well, we are blessed to have you here and share. We are here in positivity to just uplift one another. I told her that you seem very open to talk about it. It can help someone. Yes, yes. I don't mind. Um, with respect to privacy. There are a lot of things that I don't share, but there are a lot of things that I do share. We have to have some things private. I'm looking at the ages, but I'm reading that. I think that's all of them. That's how I am. I do that all the time. Somebody asks how many. I'll say 7. Oh, wait a minute, 8. Oh, wait a minute, 9. I forget how many. It's a bunch of 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 13, 16, 17, 18, and 20. Wow. I have 3, 5, twins, 6-year-olds, 15, 17, 19, 20, 22. And the 2 grands are, one turned 3 the other day, and the other one is 8 weeks, I think. Wow. All right. So the topic of our chat today is, what is our topic? Women. Let me look at this. Friendships and the emotional side of social media. Wish I could have had twins. No, not 2 sets of twins. I have 1 set of twins, the 6-year-olds. Between the twins and my 15-year-old, that's a big gap. So I thought I was finished having kids, but ironically, my 15-year-old and my 5-year-old have the same birthday as well. They just had a birthday April 30th. So, yeah, I have 4 kids with the same birthday. Hey, Mimi. I'm still thinking about our conversation from the other day. Yeah. So, oh, maybe you're not rude at all. So, I'm not trying to put anything out there, but I asked Mimi to call me. So, like I said, I'm a real person. I'm not somebody sitting here on a computer. I will reach out and talk to you all and keep in touch. So, some of you I talk to a couple days, it's a text, you know, type of thing. But I know things get busy and it is difficult to talk on the phone all the time. Okay, let me grab my notebook. Get ready to write this email down. CHEF Chef Takeout. I like that. At Gmail. Of course, I am not going to give out my personal information, but if I ask you all to email me or message me on Instagram or in my Facebook group, that is probably why. Okay, did I write that down? Gmail.com. All right, I got it. Can you speak a little about how Rakaya may be able to go about finding a facility for her son to help him? I was telling him that you have toured a place recently for your son. Um, okay. I have no Facebook or social media except for YouTube. Okay, that's fine. You can also on my Facebook page. I mean, not Facebook. On my YouTube channel. On the y'all know this more than I do because I don't even look at that screen. On the channel page at the top, there's an about button. At that about button, if you click that about button, it'll have a little bit about me, and you go down. You can email me. And it's the same thing, MochaMommy7 at Gmail. Everybody has the same YouTube. It's a Gmail account. And so that'll be privately. So that is one way to reach me. And we can talk more either email or by phone. I, let's see. Or maybe privately. No, I will check. I haven't checked my messages today. I have been on the phone. I was talking to my aunt and talking to my kids. Oh, I have to tell you all something great real quick. And I'm going to go back to this. We'll get into this facilities. My daughter, my one in college, you all know she's into activism and things like that. She and a bunch of her friends in the organization are out right now. They're having a nice dinner at a park. And what they did, she told me about this, I think probably in March, and it just made me so happy. It just makes you think about things that people don't think about and that they could, especially with all the things going on in the world today. Anywho, because of them, 14 mothers were reunited with their families between last night and today. They went into jails and posted bail for these moms. So it's just, that just, I don't know, just, it's the best um, gift to me to know that I raised somebody like that. It's nothing directly to me, but it could be. So they they have built a support system with them. A lot of them still have to, of course, they have to go back to court. One of them, they said they could not get her because her bail was astronomically in the millions, and that just, yeah. And they're nonviolent. That's what gets me. They're locking people up, tearing apart families for no reason. But a lot of the mothers ended up losing their homes. They lost their jobs. She said she didn't think that any of the kids went into the system, they were able to go with family. But there was one that I guess during situations, the child was actually with her, and that child would have been taken, into the system. But yeah, I won't get too much into that because I think she said, no, they're not in Texas. They are, you know what? But she said they did it in different cities. This was in Durham. She's in North Carolina. She's at, she goes to Duke. But she said different cities, the organizations there got together and did the same thing. And, they were trying to do more, but obviously, I mean, 14, that's amazing because we're looking at 1,000 plus bail for each one of them. So that is her little gift to me, being a good, productive citizen where she is. Yeah, it's rough out there, and I'm telling her to be careful with all of the incidents going on out there. She carries something, and she travels safely. But anyhow, so yeah, I will see that. She told me that she was blogging. She has her own channel. She's at educatedblackgirl.com. No, that's her blog. Her YouTube channel is Educated Black Girl. So she is. I don't know when she'll upload that, but she said she was gonna vlog it. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. A lot of it was campaigning. They have help NAACP chapters, and Duke is full of NAACP. So they kind of step in and they help them out. They put one. You can have one. They come in with the ideas, the campaigns, and they pitch the ideas. So they do have support. But I think I'm not sure if she'll get into that. That's why I didn't really want to go further than that. But I think she might explain a little more in her vlog. All right. So about finding help, I would say the first thing you should do is talk to your pediatrician. Your pediatrician should have resources, and I can tell you it's a long process. This is not something that you can just do. And if you do it, if you have insurance and your insurance covers everything, you need to just look in your city for residential treatment facilities for children. And you can Google that. And the thing is, you need to really be careful. You need to go tour the place. You need to ask as many questions because ultimately, if you're putting that child in there, you have to trust other people with your children. And it's not all, even though they are to treat children, people are people. Bad things do happen. I have something signed. And he's a threat to himself and others. Okay, so you have something. Like I said, find a facility in your city that will accept your insurance and provide it. If they have the bed for him, then they will accept them. What they want is both parents. If it's they want to make sure both parents have custody. If it's a divorce issue, they will ask for your divorce decree. And that's just, just to make sure both parents have custody. Um, they're going to run it through insurance. And usually what they do, they will approve, insurance will approve about 3 days stay to start. Okay. And that's just to stabilize him. You might want to check your local state hospital. They usually have children's units. So pretty much every city has a state hospital. But you can just go check them and on your own. And even if you don't have insurance in a state hospital, they're supposed to accept them. And so what they'll do, they'll through insurance, they'll approve them for the 3 day stay, and within 24 hours, a doctor will assess them, and they will start to treat. They'll start with therapy, and you'll have to answer a bunch of questions. Uh, the medication option is there. I have something. Okay, but they are now saying it's obsolete. Okay, so they're saying the paper's obsolete. Is your child in school, in public school? I never knew those things could expire. Yeah, they should expire. If it's on record, if a doctor has signed off on something, then that's valid. It doesn't expire. One thing your pediatrician should have done was referred you to therapists. Are you in? Okay, I'm looking at Texas. Are you in Texas? There is a company called MHMR in Texas. I need to get him out of Texas. Yeah, we are in Texas right now. He's under control. The aftermath. He's been home for the past 2 weeks. So he's having problems in school. So they put him in a juvenile. Yes, been there, done that. Mine is actually still, he's on probation. It'll expire in exactly a month. And I'm not going to get into what happened. But this is not the first time. But the goal was to get him out of detention and treatment. He didn't need to be in detention. It was an action that led to the detention. And I can say when it comes to juvenile, you really have to advocate, especially in Texas. I'm not sure what part of Texas, but Central Texas deals with juveniles the best, in my opinion. Austin, because they will take them from anywhere. And my sister is a nurse down there. Putting the juvenile not long. Yeah, you need to advocate because I have had the bad POs. In fact, the one I had last, he's the reason for me doing what I had to do. It was so bad. I'm trying to think if I should share this, but it was so bad that I had to basically report him because he did not do his job. One morning, my child was missing, and actually, he had came over the night before because we had an issue, and of course, she called, officials, and they asked what PO is because they don't really deal with juveniles, and I know that. Come in here and talk to me. So, anywho, PO was not doing his job. He was supposed to come over here, and he did not. And the next morning, my child was gone. He was gone all day, and he had never done that. And it was night, and I had to actually file a uh, calling for an Amber Alert. So yeah, it was a mess. It was a complete mess. But if I didn't know how to navigate, I would have been in a lot of trouble. They put him in for 11 months, and now he's out, but he has a month and a half. Wow. Yeah, we never had a stay for that long. It's usually back and forth, stay out for a week. See, I didn't have that. And you know what? When they do leave, the first thing you do, just call and make a report. That way you're covered because they are juveniles. And if anything happens, they can always say the parent is responsible. And see, with me, I found a note as well. And he should have automatically come over here, and he didn't. And so I had a whole nother issue. And when all was said and done, he said, this, that, and that. And I said, no, sir, that's on you. Okay. You are responsible, for my child as well. And you failed to do your job. So, as I said, I didn't know where my child was all day. It was 9 o'clock. In fact, the officer was coming to make the report. He had come in the house literally 60 seconds before I got another knock on the door. And it was already like 9 o'clock that night. So, but yeah, you need to, they're going to ask you if you've tried therapy. I'm in the process of moving him. He will not be on probation. Probation does not transfer under 3 months to another state. I know about the probation officer's treatment. Yes, my child would run away and stay away for weeks. They locked MID, mentally disabled child, out for 11 months. No bathroom, no sink. Violent criminals had access to more stuff than my son. My sixth son, the system. Yes, he should not have been locked up at all. Like I said, we didn't have that long. Um, it's been a couple of times, but they were for things that were not good. And then if you pick up another charge while you're on, they're going to put you back in there. So that's kind of what we did because he picked up another charge. And so his terms were kind of running together. But I think the longest was probably last summer. Yeah, it was last summer. And that was because I finally got a judge that realized what was going on. And I had to explain to him that there were too many things going on at home and nobody was realizing that. And it was going to cause uh, me to be in the hot seat. Not that I couldn't handle it, but when he's not safe and nobody's safe at home, we need help. So the judge had to look for the officers to come up with something suitable so that he could not uh, be a danger. So in the meantime, he was still detained. So, but this time I said there was no need to keep, because it's a system. He's either detained or he's in, I'm putting him in a treatment facility, or he's at home. And we were doing this every other month. And I said, you know what? I'm tired of this because I'm going back and forth to court and it's just a mess. So I said, if you have the insurance, take him and take him down to the state hospital or take him to whatever residential treatment that you can find in your city and check him in. And after that doctor assesses him, after that 24-hour period, when they call you, the nurse will call you and they'll give you all kind of information. And the next day you call and request, or either that day, to talk to the doctor because the doctor needs your help. You need to tell the doctor everything you know because you know your child. The doctor can diagnose your child, but the doctor can also misdiagnose your child. So it's up to you. And that's the advice I give to anybody. If you're dealing with probation, if you're dealing with CPS, whoever you're dealing with, your pediatrician, it's up to you to provide that information because they can come up with all sort of scenarios and not even know what's really going on. Every time he has run away, I have reported and created my own runaway endangerment posters and posted them. Yeah, his IQ is below 49, so yes, they shouldn't have. Yeah, they should not have locked him up. That's not even civil. Yeah, I do not want my child in any facility. We had to get that mentality away from him. He didn't want to be like that because ultimately, with this many run-ins, he really had no more chances this time. Um, he was facing, okay, you're gonna stay in there until you're 18, and there's nothing we can do. But because he is mentally challenged, and I am constantly seeking help, that is the reason why they won't just come and take him like that. I always have to answer a lot of questions and make sure that I'm actually actively getting him treatment and stay on top of things because then they start to look at me as a parent. I'm not doing my job. And so it's just, it's kind of tough because, like I said, dealing with, probation, they overstep their boundaries thinking because their authority, they're abusing their authority, and I have to put them back in their place. Like, no, maybe two of them, I think. I had to tell them, look, you're not doing your job. I don't appreciate it. It is very frustrating. Sometimes when you do that, it's tricky. Because, yes, mine is high function. He is very high functioning. That's what surprises everybody. He's very intelligent. He's not, by any means, it's just the way he thinks. It's the way he processes things. But he's very intelligent. That's what kind of strikes people. So I kind of have to tell them, hey, don't let the smart fool you. when I do take them to the facility, they say nothing is wrong with them. Talk to the doctor. If that doctor does not give you the answers that you want, ask for another doctor. And they also give you, when they check him in, they give you a packet. Within that packet, there's a number that you can call. They look at me as if I'm crazy. Yeah. There's a number that you can call, patient rights. I had to do that because I had an incident with this officer and a program they put him through that was supposed to help him. It wasn't helping him because if it had, we had a month worth of therapy and things, and it was in home. But if it had helped him, he wouldn't have been missing like that. And I blame that on the officer. So you can call and report them. But I would request another doctor to assess him and find out what they are diagnosing him with. There has to be a diagnosis. It's limited here. They put him on meds with a lot of side. You can, you don't have to accept the meds. Now I'm gonna tell you because I just had to refuse some things, and I took him off of meds. Let's see, June, May, last May, and he just went into this treatment center. Let me see. Wait a minute. He went into a center in November for a couple of weeks, and he was on something. No, he wasn't. I refused it. So he had been off until March. So you can refuse it, but you have to be careful with that. If you know that he actually needs it, you need to find out. Um, and that's where your help comes in with the doctor. You have to tell the doctor what works and what doesn't and why you think it doesn't work. And yes, they were trying to give us something, and the side effects were not cool. I had ran it, well, before I even ran it across his dad, I looked at it because I got the consent. I had to fax it back. I didn't like the side effects, and I talked to his dad and told him, and he said, no, don't do that. And I said, I had already made up my mind. I refused it, and I asked for alternative. And after I talking to the doctor, because he really didn't understand, and I said, look, I don't, you might think that works, but we've gone around and around about meds. And then the incident with my daughter and her taking them, she can tell me herself. And just looking at my kids, they were like zombies. They were always asleep. And I said, I'm not going to um, do that to him as a means of controlling him, make him sleep. I'm not doing that to my child. That's child abuse. And I said, so if you think I'm a bad mother, then you're gonna have to deal with me. But I'm not going to, give him whatever just to make him sleep as a means to controlling him, because that's still not safe. But the doctor asked me, was there anything that he was ever taking that actually worked? Because with my child, everything that we've tried, and I mean for the past 5 years, um, wore off. It just, after a couple of months, even with the dose increasage, it didn't do anything. And I told him, I said, the one thing we started with was working well. And I said, but the only thing is, he was 10. Okay. Now he's 15. Puberty has set in, and we don't know if his body is going to respond the same way it did when he's 10. And he's like man size. He needs a man size dose. So far, he's been pretty stable. and he is going to be discharged in a couple of days. So, but yeah, insurance, once after that couple of days and they put them on, the doctor will assess them, put them on whatever after you approve it. Um, they give them, it's usually 3 or 4 days, and they have to watch the child on that medication to see how they respond. So typically, you're looking at a 7 day stay to start. If they see any, notice any other behaviors, any new things, decrease, they're constantly reporting every few hours things that are going on. If they have to add something or change something, that will add days. They have to go through insurance again. And so insurance will have to approve more days. But I can tell you, like the facility that we're at now is 12,000 a month. So if your insurance is not going to cover, then that means you'll be paying out of pocket. There are some that are shorter term, and they still pretty much run $1,000 a day. And then once they do, matter of fact, I got a bill I got to deal with, two of them sitting right here. I don't know, with the blood test and um, just all kind of stuff. They're gonna run on them, so that's also added to the bill. Yeah, I got a bill, and I was like, what the heck? Because I'm looking at $1,000 bill. But yeah. So, but I mean, we even yeah, I looked into at one point boot camp. Boot camp is like 12 grand, and that's out of pocket. You have to pay that. I'm like, what is a person to do when they need help? Do you just let your child fall into the system and stay there? That's not fair. That's what's wrong with these facilities. There are a lot of kids there that don't belong there. They just need help, but they would rather put them in there so they can get that money. And I know the ones, I'm not sure if he's under SSI, but of course they're going to try to draw that check for that child. So, and I know it's just a big expense. I know that helps all around. I did not apply for him. Everybody said I should have, but I didn't. I think, I don't know, at one point I started and I don't know what happened. I didn't get a call back, and it took 4 hours just to do what I had to do, just paperwork wise. But I'm going to go ahead because he's getting older, and we don't know. He may need to be, in a group home setting, and that will actually help pay for that. So yeah, it is outrageous when they need help. It is totally outrageous. But hopefully, you find a good enough facility that you know can help. Like I said, go there, do your tour. You can check back on the video that I did and kind of get an idea. Not all places are like that. Okay, that is a top of the line facility where he is. Some of them are just like a hospital, you know, like an institution. It's just beds and a desk, and they might have a common room. The therapists have their room. There might not be that many. He's at like the Ritz Carlton. But and then the other choice I had is also similar to where he's at. So, but there was another place he had to actually wait because there were no beds at this place. So the place where he was at was not that great. It was kind of equivalent to the state facility. So it is what it is. But you have to start somewhere. And like I said, keep track every time any incident happens. Keep your own records, but you need to you need that documentation. Make sure you stay on top of therapy. Anything that happens at school, request the records. He's in school. He should be under an IEP. Is he under an IEP? I know when you have a child like that, behavior wise, they cannot, okay, good. They cannot expel them. That just protects them. You need to make sure it's modified as much as you can. Um, and I know some districts will, if you are homeschooling, he's homeschooled, they will still cover that child under an IEP. You can request for therapy in home. You can request for whatever help you need in home if he's under an IEP. And I know you said you're moving, but on YouTube, the Texas Homeschool Coalition has lots of videos that help with legal things. There was a new bill that was passed in January. Yeah, I don't even want to get it wrong. Something like Article 115 or something like that. Um, and what this bill is, if you're familiar with the choice voucher, you know they've been trying to push the choice voucher on us for a couple of years. We have the freedom to homeschool and do all kinds of things without the law, but they're trying to push this voucher. Betsy DeVos is one that is shaking things up. And what it is it's a stipend. It's a quarterly stipend. And my son would be eligible for this stipend, even though he's homeschooled. He's eligible because he was in public school for a couple of months last year. Right now, when he's in treatment, he is in a charter school. They have school. So when you put your child in a facility, they're going to have a school right there. So he's in a charter, and every month we've had an IEP, and so I'm on the phone, and principals on the phone, and the counselor, teachers and stuff. We do the stuff over the phone, but they're eligible for a stipend, and the only thing that is not supposed to cover is school supplies. So things like extracurricular activities, that's what I was going to look into. Not that I really wanted to fall for the money pitch, but if it actually helped with textbooks, because we've had torn up textbooks, and they do that in public schools, and that's a big deal. They have money allotted because they know those kids are destructive. But things like sports, that's what I was looking into that stipend for. And I think they also said it is available for kindergartners. Yeah, I think they said kindergartners. But yeah, the Texas Homeschool Coalition has great, I said, great little videos, and their site is awesome. So check that out. But yeah, we have gone back and forth. I don't when he's home, I don't utilize the IEP because I don't need it. Even though he's still covered, I don't use it. I just don't like the school district. But he is getting ready to go back with his dad. So he's going to go back into public school in the fall. We're trying to see if we can get him back into, if this stint helped him and rehabbed him enough to go back into the community to where he's safe and everybody's safe. If not, we will do, he'll probably most likely be online schooling. But we're just hoping that he made a lot of progress there. I saw that myself. And I couldn't share too much in the little conversations with the therapist, but I shared a little bit in the video. Um, but he has made a lot of progress. He had a lot of setbacks. And I told them, I said, the first couple of weeks, like 4 or 5 weeks, is the transition period. He's going to be okay for about 2 weeks. You probably won't hear a peep out of him because he's checking out everybody. He's filling everybody out. A couple weeks later, he's felt everybody out. He knows who he can try. And he did. And he was having setbacks up until a couple of weeks ago. So, but he's made tremendous progress. So I have faith in him. He's understanding that he needs to get it together. So, like I said, hopefully that helps. And you can always email me and we can talk more about it. I definitely am praying for you, and I really want to keep in touch. So, anywho, not to ignore you all, but you all may have somebody that needs this information as well. So I appreciate you all that are hanging in here. Uh, yeah, you want to say the dangers of social media? I say dangers. The what did I put on this thing? The emotional side. All right, friendships. So, do you all ever just well, you know what? I know you do, but I want to know if you all recognize it. The emotional side of social media. Can anybody relate? I'm talking YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, because as women, we are emotional, period. But then there's that emotional side. Like when we see things, when we see pictures, when we watch videos, when we read things, um, it tugs at our emotions. We watch videos and form trust. Thanks so much. It's a lot I can't say on here, but looking forward to emailing you and converting. Thank you. Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Just anything that can help. Um, but yeah, the things that we see, we put a lot of, we tend to form a bond, a friendship with people, that we watch and we follow, and it can be very emotional, especially if you form a friendship over a period of time. So that's what I'm asking if you all can relate to that aspect. And I know this is a very It's a very touchy subject because women don't want to admit that they're emotional. No, and the reality is we are. Thank you for sharing as well. Anytime. And so a lot of times when I share things with you all, I will say, take the emotion out of it and then view it. Somebody can be hot over, a video. Everybody's watched this video and everybody's in uproar. And the first thing I do when I watch things is take the emotion out of it because that changes your perception. It's not that you don't care, but it will completely change the perception because you see things that are not so in your face. They may seem superficial, but those are the key elements to what's going on, to what's really going on in the situation. So this is like when we watch, these homeschool room tours and things like that, and people get so emotional, and yes, we love them. They're nice. It gives us ideas, but there's also the emotional side of that. Oh, I wish I had that. I wish I could do that. And we shouldn't. We shouldn't do that at all. Okay? Because whoever made that video is also doing the same thing to somebody else. Okay? Um, you don't want to idolize like that, and that's where those emotions come in. They turn into idolatry. And like I said, we don't want to admit that because we're women, but here it's okay. Here it's fine. Um, I don't try to show anybody up. It's just, we have a space and this is what we do. I see a lot of glitz and glam and over the top and, mm-mm. If I want to do that, I can do that. I shared a video entitled Miss Mocha's Mural. I can paint, so if I want to glam something up, I will glam it up. What do you call it? I'm crafty, and I think anybody can, pull in, personal touches and just turn something into nothing. Even if you think you can't, you can. The pictures, you may see, this perfect this and this perfect that, but you also need to know that you can best believe within that household, there's some not perfect. They're just showing you the picture perfect. Okay? You're seeing the picture perfect on the video. You're reading the picture perfect in the blog. And a lot of blogs, you will get a very personal feel in. It is emotional, and you will get those bad days. And I commend those bloggers for sharing like that because it's not easy to share the bad. Submit to Christ. Are you still here? Yes, ma'am, I'm here. Vicky says, I'm pretty new to any kind of social media. I don't post anything myself, so I really don't relate, I guess. That's good. That's good. And I was just thinking about that myself. I don't know how I got so caught up because I didn't even have I have a smartphone. I didn't have a smartphone. I just had a phone to call, and I got a BlackBerry, but I did not use it for anything but calling. I didn't even know how to email. I didn't know how to get on YouTube or any of that. I just used it for calling. Um, but I guess because I wasn't watching TV, I took the TV away, so that's why I still used, my phone. I kept the smartphone for that aspect because it was a little advantage. Re- rolling egg rolls. See, yeah, I want some egg rolls. I am going to make probably tomorrow egg rolls in a skillet. I just went and got some cabbage and some celery and um, carrots and all that good stuff. So that's what I'm craving. Okay. Oh, I'm glad. I want to talk to you about a couple of scriptures too, right? Yes. Let me go back. Yes, I wanted to show you the meaning of friendship, scriptures to cover but every aspect of our lives. Yes, let me go back up here because I know you left Proverbs 17:17. I'm going to have to look them up on my phone because my Bible is across the room and I'm a little bit lazy right now. Oh, and I think I know that one. I think I know it. I know I left one in the description box in addition to the one that's been in there, but I left a new one. 17, 17 says, a friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for a time of adversity. Yes. 27 and 17. Let's see. Okay, iron sharpens iron. That's what I thought. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. Yes, and that is what we are doing here. We are here to unite and uplift one another and, just share. You never know. Hello, what is the topic? The topic we are talking about is women, friendships, and the emotional side of social media. Thank you for joining. Um, so, yeah. I think social media pretends online there's no real friendships. Think about Facebook. You can have four friends, but only 400 friends, but only five call. Exactly. And see, I didn't even get on Facebook for that. Like I said, I wasn't using social media like that. I got on Facebook to connect with my family. My dad's side of the family, we're all connected, and it's a whole tribe of us. And that's just how we stay connected. Some of them I know, some of them I don't actually know in person, but that's just how we connect. And I don't even share that much on Facebook anymore. Facebook started to limit all the posts. Only about 5 people, 6 people actually see what you post anyway. So that's the reason why they started promoting, uh, buy it. If you buy this, so many people can see it. To see how you are doing. Yeah, let's see what I'm doing. Shalom, M, Sarah M, friendships and emotional side. Okay, yes. Wow, your skin is beautiful. Oh, well, thank you. I said it's hot and sweating and everything. Think about David and Jonathan's friendship as they have, as they had a covenant friendship brotherhood. Yes. Um, yeah, just think about your friends. When you have friends that post on social media, does it make you feel some type of way? Especially those friends that you know personally, and really, if you really know them, um, and say like you see something that you know is not real, does it make you feel a type of way knowing that your friend is quote unquote fake or faking it for social media? It pulls at your emotions. I'm sure it does. If you have a friend that you've been friends with for a while, you may not know them in person, but social media, you became friends, and you see them say or do things that actually show a different side of them. Does that make you feel a type of way? Vicky says, yes, so many times people only want to be your friend if you tell them what they want to hear. Exactly, Vicky. That is why I need a place like this to come. So whenever I get tempted to do something I shouldn't, somebody needs to tell me no. Yes, ma'am, Miss Vicky. Submit to Christ says, yes, the truth is what brings out a friendship. I don't have social media on, only YouTube. Yeah. Um, I have to bring it back a lot. When I talk to you all, I consider you all friends. I'm genuine. I would hope that you were genuine. I don't steer people the wrong way. I try not to do that. I try not to be a bad person. You know, um, I don't know, just the type of person I am. I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else, but going through what I had to go through with my mother really opened me up a lot and changed my perception to a lot of things and how I view people. Things do not rub me the way they used to. A lot of people, um, like I said, this emotional side, I take the emotions out of everything. You guys rarely will see me get emotional on anything. You may notice that I'm serious. I'm more serious than anything. That's the type of person I am. I do find humor and things like that, but I'm more serious. I'm not a play type of person. And when I especially make friends with somebody, I like to build a relationship and hope that it is genuine, nothing superficial. But if it turns out that it is anything other than genuine, then so be it. You're not going to hurt me. I'm not going to shrivel up. That's something that you have to deal with on your heart. I pray about it. I always I'm open. If I sense tension, I try to reach out, say, hey, let's talk about this, call me or what have you. If you don't respond, that just tells me that relationship was really superficial. That friendship was nothing more than a superficial friendship. Happy Mother's Day. Yes, happy Mother's Day to all of you all watching. I know it's just, to some it's just a day, but hey, be happy. um, it's funny, my daughter said Mother's Day was last week, and everybody looked at her. It was my 5-year-old, like, what? And I said, no, she's right. I said, you are my smartest baby. You know that? Mother's Day is every day. Thank you for acknowledging that. That's why the scripture says that adversity is what brings out a true friendship. If you can get through the tough times, then you know this person is here to stay. Exactly, exactly. I have one person that I can say is, we've been friends. I call her my sister. Um, 17 years, 18 years now. Yeah, it's going on 19 years. I had to log off from my PC. Phone died. Rakaya. Now the live stream is messing up. Maybe your internet. Try to log out and log back in. Because I'm looking at everything is streaming fine. No issues here on my side. Okay. Yeah, I never act like I'm too good for anybody. I may get a text, I may get a phone call or what have you. I always try to answer my phone, try to answer my text within reason. Sometimes, and my kids know this, I don't even answer my phone. Sometimes text all day. It may be all day that I pick up my phone. I will turn it down, especially when it's school. I just don't bother. And it's not because I don't care, it's because I'm busy. And then sometimes it's nonstop, all day long, all day. Like today, I was a little delayed because I kept getting messages and I was trying to respond, to all the well wishes and, doing the same thing. But I never act like I'm too busy to talk to my friends, even if it's just nothing, because sometimes I think that friend may be on the verge of a nervous breakdown and I just don't know it. They can't verbalize that and they just need somebody. Because I know we're all moms and we get stressed. And it's been plenty of days where I can just pick up the phone and just start calling somebody, calling people, hoping that somebody answers the phone so I can just kind of de stress. And so I put myself in that position. What if I didn't answer the phone or I didn't answer the message that day? What might happen to that friend? It just came back on, so it must be poor connection. Okay. Yeah, maybe move locations in the house. So, but I know not everybody thinks like that. Everybody has their own family issues. I do too. I'm busy just as well. But, I still try to answer. Honestly, like yesterday, I started texting somebody yesterday after we came home and I didn't finish. And I had a migraine. I had a bad migraine yesterday. I went to sleep. I don't know what time. I went to lay down because I never get that bad. But I had to lay down. My head was so bad. And I remember waking up a couple times because I wasn't really in a deep sleep. But I was awakened at 10 o'clock to it's 10 o'clock. Do you want me to put the kids to bed? And I'm like, it's 10 o'clock. Nobody has eaten. But I don't know. We got up and I had some salad and gave the kids their dinner because they have been eating snacks anyway, so they weren't starving. But I was in bad shape yesterday. So yeah, I was not responding to anybody. It seems to be fine now. It's my internet. The internet is the devil. I'm watching my kids out the window. I don't know how they can stand it out there. It's hot. So, but, yeah, like I said, try not to be so emotional when it comes to social media because there are a lot of things that subject to that we're going to see and things like that, and it will pull at your emotions. And that, especially in the homeschool arena, will mess up your psyche. And it's not fair to you. It's not fair to your children if you're always thinking about what that friend is posting or envying, what the friend is doing, in her school and things like that. Don't do that. Don't do that at all. I heard somebody tell me, oh, you have so many more things, than I have. And I guess they were speaking of homeschool material. And I said, you know what? Don't think like that. Okay. I have my things for a purpose. I share with you all. I use everything I have. I can honestly say that we do use it. And I have to think before I make a purchase. First of all, if I can make it, I'm not going to buy it. Even if I see somebody with it, I take that emotion. Because the first thing when you see somebody sharing something, you're going to get, oh, that's nice, and I want that. That's emotions. Take the emotion out of what you're saying. Forgive me, wasn't aware that the topic changed. Yes, we are talking about just the emotional side, but I do see, what do y'all think about unschooling? And I will get to that in just a minute. If anybody else wants to chime in, because we do unschool. Um, but yeah, take the emotion out of it. You don't know why they bought it. And on the same point, there's some bills that they're not paying. Okay, but they got stuff. Okay, so I was telling that person, don't look at it like I have all this stuff. I had to acquire this stuff because we had nothing, and I have to make. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to not answer the phone. Um, I have to make wise choices when I think about buying. Um, how far is it going to go? If I can't make it, can I use it with all the kids? If I can't use it with all of them, most likely I won't buy it. Because to me, it's a waste of money. I will find something comparable, and or I'll just wait on it and see if we still need it, later on. And eventually, some things I will get, and some things I just don't end up getting, but you don't need all of that. I've shared how to homeschool with the spiral notebook. It is possible. My girls even talked about that. Somebody also shared how they were struggling financially because they are trying to buy all of these things, and that is because you let your emotions get to you on seeing these things. Okay, I can honestly tell you that whether you want to admit it or not, when you're watching videos of curriculum or hauls, or you're looking at pictures of, whatever, even if it's Target, you have some emotions because you're excited, you're hyped. Oh, it's something new. Whether you want to admit it, you are emotional. But get a cap on those emotions and think, in your house, this is what you do and it's working. Keep that in your head. Okay, everybody has their own spending habits. Don't let somebody be your financial ruin. So that's the reason why when I share with you all, I always try to share responsibly. I don't encourage, I don't influence. I just tell you, this is what I found here. I'm going to tell you if it's worth it or not. I will tell you the cheapest way to find it. Because I don't like to spend money on things that I don't have to. And then if I happen to come across something that is a lot, I don't feel bad because I put literally a couple of dollars into something that could have cost more. So I have more on the back end. I was on Facebook on and off. Yes, people are so fake, full of ignorance. Let me go back to it. White willow bark is great for headaches. Yes, I had some activated charcoal, and it still didn't touch it for some reason. It subsided. It usually takes about 20 minutes. It did subside, but it came back. So yeah, I probably could have drank some more, but I didn't. That's been the best advice I received. The new curriculum videos are already up. Yes, and I have not shared my new curriculum video, Sarah, but it is coming, and it's not anything extravagant. It's the same things that we've been using. Some things that I threw in December that I did not share. Things I already had. I just didn't throw it in because it was upper grade level, and I didn't want to confuse you all. But I do have random things, and I did say that the only thing that I would get was math because math is lateral, and even then, the math books cost $2, so that $2 is nothing. Let's see, because a lot of these haul videos pertain to material they may not even be useful. Sarah, yes, yes, that's exactly uh, my thought. I've watched a lot of them, and I think a lot of people, because I always bring it up and they think I'm against them. I'm not. You can read the comments. I watch the hauls. I honestly do. But I do see a lot of randomness. I see a lot of copycat, and the stuff is really useless a lot of times. It's just junk. Submit to Christ says, in all honesty, I think it comes down to our intentions. Yes, yes. That's why I say you have to be honest, and you have to be responsible. If you're sharing, be responsible. I don't go and share every little thing that I purchase. Um, there's no need for that. I mean, I expect to see curriculum videos, but not a lot of them are like extreme curriculum hauls. Sarah M. Yes, some people are over the top because I don't know, I guess they feel like they need this, that, and the other. And yeah, um, but I also think, okay, what works in their house may not work in my house. You can do that. I'm not going to do that. But then I also hear a lot of people when they are sharing these videos. I watched one today. I'm not going to call it, but I know who that person watched and when it bought this stuff. And they even mentioned it, but because I know the two people, and I just shook my head at it. And I'm like, really? That person was that? It's more like you're selling the material. If it was something of mine, yeah, I'm going to promote it, but I'm not going to go promote Target. I'm not doing that. Target is not giving me any kickback. But yeah, that's what a lot of, I see run to this place and so went to this place. Now I have to run to this place. Those are what I see as not good. We have to ask ourselves, what is the intention of the friendship? The scripture says, how can we walk together if they don't agree? The agreement must be the foundation of the scripture. Yes, submit to Christ. I agree with that. I have been schooling one of my daughters for almost 2 years. So, is anybody else unschooling? Okay, unschooling. We do unschool. Everything here is child led. Even though I use textbooks, a lot of it is kind of because of son, because I have to answer a lot of questions. I'm not forced to use the textbook, but it makes things a lot easier for me because I don't have to go purchasing all these box curriculums that my children don't fit anyway. My children are above whatever grade level is in box, so it just doesn't work for them. They don't even think that way. So, child led, but we use textbooks. Textbooks are a guide. It makes sure that, in our state we have to teach certain things, and that's what I cover. I make sure I cover those things loosely, and the rest of it is just pretty much how I want to do it. But for the most part, they are doing the lead. So if they want to learn about, I don't know, I think in the last chat I was showing you the girl, one of my daughters with the lizard. She had the lizard on her back, and my son was looking into the. They were on the table. The brain banks, the scholastic brain banks I shared. He was looking for the lizard books. So if they want to do that type of thing and just focus on one subject or one topic that day or week, that's what we do because I feel that they get the most out of that than filling in blanks and things like that. That just I don't know. It's sometimes redundant, and so we try to unschool. You know, it's not even though, like I said, I do use a textbook. We're not doing school at home. We don't cover to cover. I will finish a book, but we do skip around because some things they don't know or they don't need to know. They already know. So I don't have to spend a lot of time on a lot of things. So we're not doing every single chapter and filling in every single blank and things like that. Let's see. We are unschooling somewhat. Sarah M. You are. How many children do you have, Sarah? Has anyone here ever experienced a true friendship? Um, yes, and I've said that. I have had several. 1 second. Let's see these kids with a tree branch. That's not safe. Actually, my neighbor's child with the tree branch, but still. Um, so yeah, has anyone ever experienced a true friendship? And what do you think? Made it a true friendship. Sometimes life is the best education you can give a child. Just plain common sense. If the basics are down, though. Yes. Uh-uh. School still struggle with math. Yeah, that's it. I just make sure I get the foundation, just the basic stuff. I'm not trying to teach them every single thing. If my kids are like me, they're going to, they're going to learn it. They're going to pick up on things. And, the best thing I could do for them is to help them read because I have very curious children. And so they are reading because they know reading is the key to everything. True friendship with a woman, yes. What makes your good friend your good friend? Multiplying and division are very hard for her. Yeah, I think that's where a lot of people say their children start to struggle and spend as much time as you can on it. Especially that's where I am with math. I'm not rushing anything. If I feel that they're not getting it, we master. If they're not mastering, we're not moving on. That's the reason why I don't use a box scripted curriculum because whether or not they get it, you're directed to move on. And that's not good. It's a waste of money. No true friendship. Um, there are a lot of, you can try, sometimes older children can help the younger children. You can try tutors. I know I had said we use Khan Academy. We use Khan Academy loosely. Um, and we use it more than anything. But recently I've noticed some things on Khan Academy that I was not pleased with. So we're not using Khan Academy like that. But it could be a very useful tool. I see from what I noticed, a lot of women do not because of our emotions. We cannot be honest with each other without feeling offended. Yes, that is true. And I always, I'm honest. If I offend somebody, I want to know. Let me know if I offended you. I'm not going to be upset. I'm not perfect. I'm the one that will more or less talk it out. I'm the peacemaker. If I'm not gonna say if I'm right, I'm right. But if it's in all fairness, I'm always the one that will apologize just on good faith. That's the person I am. I will be the first person. If there was any wrongdoing, if I offended anybody, I'll be the first one. Even if I think that I was not wrong, I will just offer it up because I'm that type of person. I don't, I'm not shalom. How are you, Shem Homeschool Academy? I'm not a I'm not, first of all, I'm not one to associate with a lot of people. I don't hold a lot of people in my circle to say they're friends. I learned that's so high school and elementary. I don't do that anymore. I have a handful of people that I associate with and that I can consider friends. Okay. I know who I can go to for this, that, and the other. Like I said, I know who I can pick up the phone and call for this, that, and the other, and they will just shoot it straight, just like I talk to you all. I'm going to tell you something that you might not want to hear, but I'm taking the emotion out of it and I'm looking at the situation objectively. When you talk to me, I kind of, that's how I feel my friends out. I kind of expect the same. If you're, I hate to say it, but shallow friend, I can tell you're a shallow friend. And I really won't, I'll talk to you, but I don't really associate with shallow. It's just, it's kind of hard because it seems like there's a disconnect. If I share something, my deepest thoughts, personal things with you, I expect the same. I don't want to be the one always sharing, and I'm sharing because I need help. I need some advice because I'm having trouble relating, to something I'm dealing with, if that makes sense. Um, but at the same time, I don't want somebody, if I'm telling you something from my heart and you're judging me, I don't, that's one thing I don't do, is I don't judge people. I don't care how crazy their situation is or what they tell me, I'm not going to judge them. And I expect that because there's probably something that we all hold back on and just don't say it. And that may be something very important in that situation. Not everybody has, that complete trust over even their good friends. But, my good friend, my sister friend, we're like that. We just, we've had our bouts, but all in all, we've raised our kids together. We're there for each other. It's one you can call and talk about your husband and what your kids did, and we're there. And I like to have that type of relationship with most people, that I'm friends with. Let me stop and read these comments. Um, I believe the scripture, love and kindness have I drawn thee, and show you yourself friendly. A good friend is hard to come by. I have a few in my circle. I thank the Creator for that. Amen. Yes. I said I want to be able to pick up the phone and cry, if I need to. I think women deal with a lot of jealousy issues too. Yes. Yes. That's the reason why I can't. Women are too, yeah, jealous, emotional creatures. If we look at the scriptures, for example, of friendships, David, Jonathan, Ruth, Naomi, Elijah, and Elisha. Yes. Vicky says, and I don't mean over man, but we always want to find fault with each other to make ourselves feel better about ourselves and our shortcomings. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I try to take the emotion out of it. There have been situations where, I'm talking to my good friend and I'm hurt, and I'm hurt. And I'm saying, look, I'm hurt. This is how you made me feel. At least acknowledge it. And like I said, if I reach out and I don't get anything in return, then I know it was superficial. I like to be honest. I have one that I graduated, one that I homeschooled, and one unschooled. I have homeschooled all in the past off and on. Right now, I until I get my mentally ill son where he needs to be, then I can homeschool. And I totally relate to that. I relate to that. Somebody asked me that question, why am I homeschooling the little ones when I have son? Because I can balance it. Well, I've been doing this. I have the help. I have the resources. And right now he's not in the home. So I understand that. If mine was so bad to where I had to put mine in school, I would do that. And at one point we did do that, but I had to put him in school as well, and I had to go to work. And it wasn't so good because I was getting called for work, and I can't have that. Yeah, I respect that, and hopefully you will get him the help that he needs so that you can homeschool your other children. It's, like I said, I know if you watch the um, the last chat or the 3 hour chat or which no the one it was two chats ago. Why homeschool? I told you a lot there. There's a lot that you all don't know, and I kind of broke it down. There's a lot I deal with just with my son. So, and it's not that I'm just sharing the pretty with you all. I can't have the camera on all day, but it just kind of gives you, the vlogging is real because I don't edit anything, but it gives you the behind the scenes of what I have to deal with so that you all should not feel so bad. You shouldn't feel like you're failing. Um, let me see. This is a wonderful topic. I'm going to look up those scripts real quick. Submit. I was listening earlier while cooking, so I didn't look them up yet. Submit. Christ says, I also think that to have a true friendship, correction must come. Look at Job. 3 of his friends tried to correct him, but they were in error. The last friend rebuked him from the Lord. I'll post them here. Yes, and you can also post those scriptures in the comment section after the chat, so they'll be here because whoever's not in the chat won't get to. They have to, rewind just to get it. But you can post them in the comments. Proverbs 17:17, and I'll try to remember. And then what was it? Proverbs 27:17. I'm trying to get my water in. 9.5 pH. This tastes good. Um, we are too emotional to want to hear the truth at times, is what I mean. Not trying to be controversial. Yes. I guess that is where the emotional stuff comes in. She's talking about Vicky Hayes. Yes. I like the topic. I haven't read the Bible in years. Um, it's a real eye opener. Um, for me, it's the key to life. Reading the Bible and understanding the Bible, studying the Bible. It's just life. It's just we don't have instructions, but that's my guide. But that's true. We don't want to hear the truth. And I was, honestly kind of skeptical to pose this topic because I know it's hard for us women to open up. But, I want you all to know that this is a safe place. And those of you that have been following me, whether in the chats or, vlogging or what have you, you know me. Um, and you all know that, everyone in here is in here to lift each other. Typo, I like the typo. Master off, you're a male. You don't understand women. All right, I have to do that. I don't understand. I mean, it's clearly a women's chat, and I knew this, and I still can't be 100% sure because there could be somebody with a female name and be a male. But why would you come into a woman's chat? And if it gets so bad, I, I don't want to go back to that 3 hour chat, but I have considered privatizing the live streams and where I will only send out the link via email to those of you that are welcome to join the chat. So that is the reason why I say when I reach out to you via email is possibly because I want to connect over the phone because I'm not going to post all of that. I'm making everything private on. It won't be in a blog. It won't be on Instagram, and it won't be on even in my Facebook group. So I just if you're not in my little, if you're not in my phone on a personal level, yeah. But so far, I haven't had that many crazy people in here. I love that water. Do you? Crazy water is good. That's all I drink is water. Yes, true. We are wicked by nature. Yes, that's why women are not. I mean, I won't say good decision makers, but you know, sometimes women are not the stronger decision maker because just because of the emotions. We need a cover. We need a cover. This is why it's so hard sometimes trying to live a set apart life, but sometimes seeking counsel from worldly friends doesn't work. That is why I love this room. Vicky, yes, yes. And then find out somebody that you thought was on the up and up turns out to be not so up and up. They're more worldly than you think. Yeah, I am listening and I'm humble. Thank you for not judging. Rakai, no, I am not judging at all. Never, never, never. I do not know you all personally. Some of you I speak to, in my comments, um, and things like that. I, it's not my place to judge anybody ever. I don't care how bad the situation looks. I may shake my head, but I never judge anybody. It's in awe or, in a state of wonder, not judgment. I have too many kids to be trying to judge anybody about anything. I'm worried about my kids, and that type of situation. Y'all witnessed me in a pretty bad state a few weeks ago, and for the words of wisdom, I am thankful. Vicky, yes, I have. You have been in my prayer and on my mind constantly. And we were just saying, I think it was in the last chat, we were missing you. We said Vicky's not here. There's also private telephone conference. Yes, yes. And we can do hangout. I just, if you all don't feel comfortable doing a hangout, we don't have to do that. But yeah, I can privatize, whatever. I'm just choosing not to. I'm very reserved, even with the children, because things that I have seen were not called for at all. Now, I've been in some crazy chats, but that was not called for. And obviously, that person did not consider my children, and the fact that my children can read. So let me see. Let me open up. Oh boy, are you going to make a mess? No. Did you wash your hands? You did. Are you telling me the truth? Thank you. You're welcome. I'm sorry. I'm eating banana chips. I haven't had internet for a while. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna tell you. Let me look at my calendar. I know I left you all with a lot of videos because I'm trying to get rid of footage. The good thing is, I think I'm all the way caught up to April, so I'm not that far behind. I'm happy. Um, 'Cause I normally don't put that many videos up that fast, but I really don't have that much left. I've just been piddling around here. Today is the 14th, so I can tell you now, I will come back live one day next week, maybe Thursday, Sunday, and possibly, let's see, the week of the 21st. I said Sunday, so possibly the 24th or the 25th, and that'll be it. So we're going to miss. I don't know. I need to call the internet people. I really should have done it already, but I didn't feel good. So I need to call and see when they can get the stuff set back up. So depending on how fast they work, we may only miss the last week, and we may be back up the 1st of June. Let's see, which would actually be the 4th. Excuse me. So yeah, we'll probably it'll probably be the 4th. So it's like a whole week that I won't have internet. I'll probably just catch a hotspot, but I won't be posting any vlogs unless I do it from my phone. Something I just record. I don't have much memory on my phone, so and I won't be doing any chats unless I catch a hotspot. But That's not my focus. So, in case you all think I'm missing, I'm not. It's because transition period. There's a conference line I can control from your phone. We just dial in. Yes, I know that. I was just in a phone conference the other day, and that is exactly what we did. But what I want to do is, once we move, come in and one day, Sunday will be Women's Day, and we will come in and fellowship with Scripture, and we may have to do some hangouts, some conferences that way. Yes, we women must grow our past emotions so we can receive the truth regarding scriptures. The scriptures is our life, and we must live by it, ladies. Yes, ma'am. Submit to Christ. What I used to do is read a proverb a day. It's good to study, especially Proverbs 15. We must learn to tame our mouths as well. Our mouths are full of emotions. Vicky says, yes, I used to spend a lot of time reading James about the tongue. Yeah, that's why I don't say much. A lot of times, I was just telling somebody this the other day about these videos. I watch videos. I don't comment. And it's not because they're not good or I don't want to support them. I support them. It's a vlogger thing. One thing I shared not that long ago, and I think it was in the Keeping It All Together, how to homeschool without failing. And I'm looking through videos and comments, and women are not getting dinner on the table. Their children are not being bathed regularly. Their house is a mess. They're not getting a shower, which I don't understand. I don't care if I had a newborn. I had twins. I still got a shower every day. I never understood that. I'm not trying to judge anybody, but I never understood that. How do you? I don't know. But it's pretty bad. But what I'm seeing is everybody watching these videos, supposedly for inspiration, and then you're commenting. But it goes from one video to the next video to the next video to the next video. Okay, I'm not leaving comments because every video you watch, you leave a comment. You're leaving a trail. So you just spent 5 hours watching everybody's videos. You could have cleaned your house, fed your kids, took 5 showers, went to the grocery store. In that time, see how that works? But people don't think like that. I'm failing. You're not failing, you're lazy. So I know somebody probably lost somebody right there. She just said she don't judge people. I call a spade a spade. But, yeah, I take care of business, and I'm not in here watching this stuff and not taking care of home. And that's why I said the emotional side. You're getting emotionally caught up in this social media. You spend hours on Instagram, hours on Facebook, hours on YouTube. You need to be taking care of home. Spend hours in the Bible. I'm on Facebook for 5 minutes every couple of days or something. 5 minutes. I'm on Instagram 5 minutes. I'm on YouTube 5 minutes. I don't have all day to spend on stuff. If I'm watching it, opening up. I support everybody. Sometimes I can't watch the whole video. Now I will let it play because I know that that does affect the views. So if you guys ever, I know I have long videos. Just turn it down and let it keep playing, and then watch it again. Don't click off of it. But a lot of times, if I can't watch it and I can listen to it, I'll just listen to it. But sometimes I just, I will turn it on and hear what I can hear and pay attention, and then come back and finish watching the rest. I leave it on because I don't have time to watch all of it at the same time. And that helps that person, especially, it's giving them another view. So, um, yeah, I never click off of the video. Yeah, we wouldn't eat, we wouldn't eat. Nothing would happen. I think I was supposed to come live. Well, I didn't schedule live Saturday, but I was intending to do an impromptu. I didn't want to schedule it, but I had too much to do. I had the girls' hair to wash, and I had to go run to the ATM machine and uh, something else I ended up doing. Oh, I got a phone call from Miss Mimi. I think Mimi's gone, but yeah, from a subscriber. So I got busy. But once, okay, submit to Christ says so true. I fell into that trap, but once recognize, repent, and turn and do better the next day. Lamentations 3. God's mercies are new every morning. Yes, ma'am. We can hold each other accountable. Yes, for our actions. Hmm. Yeah, that indeed we can. Mm, but like I say, it's fine to support, but make it healthy. Don't get so caught up to where you're not taking a shower. You know, where your kids are not uh, being fed. The house is a mess. That is just, mm-mm. You're too vested into social media. Nothing should make you so emotional to where you just have to sit there and watch somebody. I appreciate when I'm posting videos that you all watch, but I don't feel bad if I go back and check and an hour later only 2 people watch the video. I don't feel bad because I know everybody has a life. Eventually, you will watch it. And even if you don't, it's there. It's not going anywhere. Um, sometimes I have some comments. I haven't been responding to comments. I need to catch up on comments. Um, I think this past week, but that's because I was trying to get these vlogs up that I've been so behind on. But yeah, I appreciate the comments when you all actually do watch and you do comment, but don't feel that you're obligated. It just lets me know that you took the time to support me. Even if it's a hey, type hey. With 11 children, my house must be clean. Demons dwell in filth. Oh my goodness, I know the feeling. Yeah, it can get messy really, really fast. I know that. So I spend more time, yeah, just clean up time. It's time to clean up. I can't be sitting watching stuff. It might be OCD for me. It is OCD for me. I come from when we had carpet, I would vacuum my house 5 times a day and not just one room, the whole house. It was that OCD. I had to tell the kids to stop me from vacuuming. And I have a thing with floors. I have to, I can't even cook if my floor hasn't been mopped. And I can't go to somebody's house and eat if I think their floor hasn't been mopped. I don't know, weird like that. But yeah, I have a thing with floors. My floors have to be mopped because that just kind of tells me if you can't keep your floor clean, your cleaning habits might be lacking. So, and I'm not saying that there might not be toys or something on the floor if they're leaving. They do leave blocks and, little random junk on the floor, but you pick that stuff up. My floor is going to be mopped. My thing now, I was thinking, I haven't really cleaned too much. I've been sweeping, doing the floor, but moving, we're constantly moving stuff around. So it's kind of hard to do that. And then I'm thinking, okay, once we move, I got to clean this house so we can move in. But then I thought, I'm going to have everybody running in and out of the house, bringing the stuff in, unloading the truck. I don't want to have to clean over. We're going to move in just like that because it looks fine. And then after everything gets in the house, I will spend the day cleaning up the house. And yes, I have a homeschool room. Uh, it's cool. It's really cool. It is. This is a cool room. So I'm looking forward to, like Vicky said, unpacking the boxes. Yeah, I thought we just had to move the stuff in. I didn't know we had to unpack the boxes. Oh boy, so I guess I have to unpack the boxes, maybe. I don't know. But it's really unique because this one room is on one side of the house. There's nothing over there but a bathroom and the utility room, which is probably the size of this room. And I'm so excited for that because that means family closet. Well, 11 children. Sarah M says, I would make them clean. Yes. 6 boys and 5 girls. Yes, you have to make them. Yes. You start them off from the little. Make them help. That's why I don't see how these women are saying they're failing. They can't get homeschool right. You have to start before you homeschool. You have to clean your home, clean it out. I wouldn't even attempt to homeschool. And so, even though I know we're moving and I want to get back into school, and I really focus because for us, summers are really hot and we're not outside. Yesterday, the couple of hours, and we weren't even outside a couple of hours in the park. That really did it. So I know a lot of families in Texas homeschool straight in the summer. They start in the summer because it's too hot to do anything else. And then come September, end of September, we're outside going on trips. We want to go to the zoo. We're not going to the zoo probably until October because it's too hot. So even though I want to go in and get back into the schooling and things like that, I need to spend some time, setting things up, and then we'll jump into school. But yeah, they're gonna. I have to realign everything. LOL. I do wake them up right at 3 a.m. to clean. Oh my gosh, if I have to, you sound like me. You sound like me. My kids, they're probably gonna not like me for this. They were in public school. They had to go to school. They were in a charter school. They would leave for school. I would go pick them up. I would let them stay there for an hour, and I would go pick them up. They would think something happened. Mm-mm. You didn't clean your room. They thought I was crazy. So they missed school because they had to clean the room. So, yeah, they made sure that the room was clean and everything else. Vicky says, I'm so happy now because I have a homeschool room and a sewing room. Oh, wow. That is awesome. Never had either of those. That is awesome. I never had I used the dining room. It was like it housed all the homeschool stuff. It was the hobby space because I had my piano in there, and I also had my sewing machine there. So that was my hobby room. But it wasn't it was probably about the size of this room. And I shared that on the house tour video, but an empty house tour. That is cool to be able to have that room. Family closet. Yes, the utility room is nice. So, excuse me, I'm looking at what I can do. I don't want to go too fancy. I'm trying to DIY some things, but not put a lot of money into it at all. So, and right now they use uh, everybody has the Sterilite drawers. So that's what's gonna go in there, and I might do a tension rod for a hanging bar, or I may get a garment rack and hang some things on, but nothing really, over the top. But it'll be nice to just have everything in that room, so I don't have to worry about clothes all over the place. Teach me to sew, Vicky. Sarah Amp says. Let's see. Uh, all right, who all is still in here? Okay, duh. Me too, V. Two doors down from my room. Okay, that's where your sewing room is. Submit says that Vicky, I'm starting to sew again tomorrow. I don't have a homeschool room, so I just use the living room for sewing. I sit in the kitchen. Yes, talking about teaching me to sew. Teach her to sew. Sarah M. This will be a prayerful homeschool year for me, as should be for everybody. I think everybody, that should be at the forefront of school. Pray over it. Spend a lot of time praying over it. Don't just jump into it. I like everybody to come back with reports, a couple of weeks after school starts that they're actually seeing um, positive progress. Like I said, you need to homeschool. You need to have an idea of the end in mind. If you're just homeschooling, just to homeschool, there's no purpose. What is your purpose? I want us all to come in and actually share our purpose, and that way we can hold each other accountable to whether or not we're meeting our goals and things like that. Not necessarily a deadline, a race, or anything like that, but somebody's not reading and all of a sudden we got them to read, share, Somebody's not doing good in math, and all of a sudden, they got it. Those are things that we need to share. That is progress. You're seeing the end. I see too many people just going through the motions of schooling, and they're just waking up, and that's where their burnout comes from, because they don't see the end. I'm not a professional by any means, but I have been making maxi skirts and shirts for my granddaughter. I have no room in the inn, children everywhere. I feel you. How many bedrooms do you have with that many children? Rakaya. For sewing tutorials that are great, check out Andrew Mills. She does fantastic tutorials. Yes, she does. She's a homeschooling mama to 7 or 8. Sarah M. Do you all allow your kids to play video games? No, I don't. My kids barely use ABC Mouse. Um, they don't use any electronic devices. She even takes you on a trip to the fabric store and shows you how to pick out patterns of fabric. Yes, she does. Submit says, well, it's been nice in this chat today. I have to go take care of the home. I pray you all have a blessed week. Shalom. Submit to Christ. Thank you for joining us. All right. So, who else is still here? Shem Homeschool Academy. Are you still here? Okay, you are still here. I'm trying to think if I missed anybody. Everybody's still here. And it's going on. I'm getting ready to bake. Yes, that's what I need to do. And I don't have to worry about dinner. Salad is on my menu all day, every day. So that is where I'm at. What are you going to sew? Tomorrow, Vicky says. Maybe some rags or some skirts. I'm still learning. That's the way to do it. I started with Barbie doll clothes. And for those of you with girls, teach them how to sew so that they can learn how to sew their feminine hygiene pads. And that's a video. Mimi asked me for that video. I'm going to film that tomorrow. Let me see, tomorrow's Monday. I'm going to film it tomorrow and get it up. Because I am one that's very conscious about that. I'm more conscious about what, the feminine hygiene aspect more so than what I eat. Not saying that I'm not paying attention to what I eat, but I don't want all those toxins being released into my body from disposable. Too many female problems are the root. So I'm going to share that video because she wanted to see stash video and give you all some tips on how to, even those of you that don't know how to sew, if you have to just do this by hand, you can do it by hand. But teach your children, your girls, so that they can sew their own. And yes, with rags. I have to cook dinner and fold laundry while we're on here. Multitasking. You saw me combing hair on the chat. So, multitask. 5 bedrooms. Okay. That's reasonable. I mean, I've seen people do it in 2 or 3. Yeah, we've always had between 4 and 6. Well, I will take that back. Between 3 and 6 bedrooms. My house, Sarah M says, my house is clean, stomach full, bathed all by 6 on Sundays. Shem Homeschool Academy says because they have no patience to homeschool, they see others perfect setup and want that too. Some don't have a goal at all. That's true. That is so true. And that's where that jealousy sets in though. And it's just it's not fair for those of us that are doing. Um, don't persecute us because we're doing our thing. You know, it does. It's not easy. It's work you have to put in. And I can tell, the vloggers that actually put in the work and the ones that are just faking the funk. I can tell. I may not let on to it, but I can tell the difference. So when that person called, last week called themselves or a week before saying that I was acting, like I'm homeschooling, okay, good for you. If that's what you want to think, that's what you want to believe. Well, I'm putting on a hell of an act. But, yeah, don't hate. I'm not here for applause. Mm, let's see. Always bathed by 6. Oh yes, that too. I will be sending covers for the cloth pads. Yes, and that's so simple. I'm going to share that. That's so simple and cheap. So I'm gonna put that in there. I had to once I talk to Mimi, I will give you all some pointers on where to buy, but they're so easy to make. But I would suggest buying. I'm gonna tell you where to buy quality that are worth it to get you a good feel. It's just like when I recommend diapers, I don't recommend buying certain type, especially if you've never cloth diaper, because it'll turn you off. But once you know what you're doing, I tell you what to do, and everybody's usually fine. They can turn. By the time you finish with me, you know how to make a receiving blanket into a cloth diaper. When we lived in Georgia, we had a 7 bedroom, 2 living rooms, 5 bathrooms, and 2 kitchens. I need something like that again. No, you don't, because you have to clean all of that. You don't need all of that. I say that all the time about my big house. We had a total of 17 rooms. I miss my house, but it was the cleaning. Mm-mm. I mean, I don't mind cleaning, but now that I think about it, I wouldn't want to be in that house now because my kids, these little kids, oh my goodness. Um, Yeah, the space is lovely, but oh man, 5 bathrooms. We have 4 bathrooms, 6 bedrooms, and all the rest of the rooms. It was lovely because I could hide out, and my room and bathroom, the kitchen, everything was downstairs. So everybody else lived upstairs. My study was downstairs. That was the best part. That was why I picked the plan because I wanted to be separated. So is anyone interested in doing a juice cleanse? Vicky is asking. Now, normally, when do you want to do the cleanse? Just 3 or 7 days. Where do you want to start? Excuse me. Normally I would join you, but I'm not getting ready to commit to that. I just barely picked back up, and I'm only on salad. Eating period. I have been fasting a lot, and I do take my smoothies, but a total juice cleanse. I don't think I can do it right now. Me, LOL. 21 days for me though. Submit to Christ. Says me, Vicky. Vicky says, I have been missing your videos at Shim Homeschool. Kaya says, we have 2450 square feet. That home in Georgia was 45. Yes, mine was about 45, 60. So I know, yeah. I think that the smallest one I had built it was the biggest plan, but it was only about 1,800 square feet. And that one was a 4 bedroom, 2 bath, I think. That was a house we didn't get to live in. It was in Dallas. And the bedroom, oh my gosh, I could have put everybody in one room in the master bedroom. That bedroom was huge, and the closet was enormous. But yeah, that's when I didn't know anything about picking. I mean, I knew, I got to pick it, but I didn't know about picking out colors with children because my whole house was cream. Had I thought about the kids, I would have never done that. The carpet would have been dark. The counters would have been dark. The walls would have been dark. I learned. After I kept building them, I kept modifying. But that was a beautiful house. Since I have been on here, I have done nothing but chill. But I have OCD, so my home is clean. Just have to mop and wash the counters. Yes. LOL. Good at Shim Homeschool. You call me Vicky in the next week or so. Okay, so you want to do a cleanse. Submit says, I just ate some meat after 11 days off. Yes. Matt lost 7 pounds. That is awesome. Um, I meant to. I wasn't ignoring that. I got that text. Somebody, my aunt called. That's what happened. And then my daughter called to tell me about all the goodness of them posting bail for those mothers today. So that's the reason why I didn't respond to that text yet. You have to mentally prepare for it. Yeah, right now I'm so tired. I'm out of energy. I need some meat. That's probably why I had that migraine. Tomorrow is back to no meat, though, limiting my meat and dairy intake. Submit to Christ. Shim Homeschool Academy says, funny because I've been told that from patients I don't even work with on my job. Oh, praises. Oh, well, I didn't mind. You didn't mind the cleaning. Yeah, I don't mind it. It's just, if I don't want to clean, I don't want to clean. I want it because I'm so particular. And that's what nobody likes. I have one child, and I was just thinking about her last night. I had to take her clothes off. Zai. Zai is very particular. If you watch her, she's the one that will clean up after everybody else. I took her clothes off, and she was like, "You have to go put them in the laundry room." And I just took them off and laid them on my bed. And she was just like, she is so me when it comes to cleaning up. I'm very particular. I just, I have to clean up. Like this right here is still getting on my nerves. but I'm dealing with it. I'm definitely getting ready to get rid of that stuff. I just didn't want to put it up because I need to deal with that mail, those bills. Yeah, I don't. Once I clean it up, you cannot mess it up. That's just how I am. My husband and daughter-in-law were vegan for 6 months a few years ago, and they both said they felt better than they had in years. Really, Vicky. Yeah, I do vegetarian often, but I do I do eat every now and then, and not like every day. It's a once a week or once every couple weeks. 2,400 plus square feet is way too small. It is when you have that many people and you need to spread out. Yeah, yeah. It's just the way we had it. The way my plan was. There was so much room, and then I worked. I ran my business from home, so there was enough room for everybody. If I needed my kids upstairs, they would be upstairs, and the other kids would be downstairs. So plenty of room. And then we had a 3-car garage, and the backyard was enormous. It's the biggest lot in the hood. So we had plenty of room. Yeah, I totally understand wanting that. I do need that home. Now, if the older children get on their feet and move out, I will only need about 2,000 square feet. Yes, that would be comfortable. And I always tell people that when they're looking to buy or build a home, most people think, oh, they have 2 kids. They want to buy a 3-bedroom. Don't do that. If you have 3 kids, don't buy a 3-bedroom. Always say, whatever home you buy when you first start, make it 4 bedrooms. Make it 4. Okay? It's everybody wants to have an extra room, but try to have 2 extra rooms because you're going to outgrow that home really fast. And a lot of people don't understand having a starter home. A starter home is just to get you in the door. It's not for you to stay there. But you don't want to get a home that's too little that you outgrow because it's harder to sell. Okay? We always had, let's see, one, two. We had 1 3-bedroom, and that was because that was the one I did build. And we ended up with 3 kids in that home. But one was a nursery, so it worked out. But yeah, you don't want to have anything too small. You want to get as many rooms as you can to start. So if you have 2 kids, even if they're the same sex, get a 4 or 5 bedroom. Let's see. Smith says, Vicky, clean eating makes you feel well. Yes, this motivates me. I have been planning on doing a cleanse. Yeah, I'll cheer you all on. I have to get in on the next one. The cleaning honestly doesn't bother me. If I stop cleaning, I would die. That's me. I have to clean it. I don't know. I shared the little day in the life and I was cleaning the bathroom. I said somebody probably is gonna think I'm crazy, but that's how I clean. I had to take the knobs, unscrew the knobs from the fixture to clean the. That's how I clean for real. It wasn't a show. Hey, cleanse. I honestly need it for health reasons. I had a blood transfusion 7 years ago, and it caused me to become allergic to almost everything. Oh, wow. Wow. That's a big one. Yes, it's a struggle for me when everything is cross contaminated in my kitchen, so I can benefit from having two kitchens again. Well, I understand that regard. Wow. Hmm. Yeah, I don't do that cross contamination thing. That's why I have so many loads of laundry. I don't like to cross contaminate. I'm not the rags I clean the kitchen with. I will not wash them with the rags I clean the bathroom with. I'm just like that. But at the same time, I'm not a slave to cleaning up the house. This is 30. It's a quart. I already had one, so I'm on my second one. All right. So I think what else? Everybody got quiet. So the emotions. We were talking about the emotions. Um, like I say, just be conscious. The scripture I left was Psalm 62, 5 through 6. For emotionally stressed women, find rest, O my soul, in God alone. My hope comes from Him. He alone is my rock and my salvation. He is my fortress. I will not be shaken. So, yeah, when you are, you know, limit your media time, period. But watch your emotions, curb it, especially around your children. I hate to look at things and it ruin my psyche because that energy transfers, the transfers, to the kids if I see something that upsets me. So I'm really limited on things. And I know Instagram is good for that because it's so easy to share things. So I try not to put, too much time into it and, second look at things. I just kind of keep it moving. And that way I'm not so easily shaken. I'm not influenced. There's no jealousy in what I see so and so sharing, even if I have it. There's none of that. Yes, it is a struggle for me with everything. Okay, I read that. I agree. We made that mistake when we bought our first home. Yeah, so many people do because they think, they're going from an apartment or a rental to a home. Anything, that somebody will, you get approved for 2-bedroom home. You're excited, but it's the wrong thing to do because who are you going to sell that home to unless you plan on keeping it and renting it? And you can't clutter it. You have to have it staged just right in order to sell it. Because the first thing they're going to come in, people are going to come in and they're going to like, okay, how many kids do they have? Why are they moving? And they will get the same. Okay, well, we're going to have to sell this home, in a year or so. It's not worth it. So, yeah, you want to get big enough or bigger and then what you need, and just grow into it. And after I learned, the first time, like I said, the first time, yeah, we started with 4, but I always said the next one. I said I'm gonna have 6 bedrooms, and at that time they weren't really building 6. But when we finally got in the area where we wanted, and I don't know, they were trying to prove me for something else, and I said no, I'm getting this one. It has 6 bedrooms, and I got it. So I just throw away the rags, some of the children's old clothes. Yeah, mismatched socks. Yeah, I agree with that. All right, we are coming up on 3 hours, and I'm not going to keep this chat up longer than that. But I do appreciate everybody joining and coming together, opening up like this because you know, touchy, very touchy. Those of you that shared, that you don't have real friendships, never had them. You've had to learn the hard way that it was just superficial. Hopefully, someday you will experience a real friendship. And those of you that are experiencing or have experienced superficial, hopefully you can mend the friendship and make it a real friendship. Whatever it is, apologize, talk about it, um, go out with that person, out to lunch or coffee or something if you can. If it's a long distance thing, call the person. Generally have a conversation with them, talk it out. Is it friendship really worth mourning? Or is it more than a superficial friendship? Fix it if it is. If it's not, move on. Don't badmouth anybody. Just move on. Um, it's sure plenty in this house. Where am I moving to? Are you talking to me? Uh, Vicky, you're talking to me. Where am I moving to? I'm on the internet, and I'm not going to disclose that right now. I probably won't, just because I'm on the internet, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. But you all know the situation of what happened. My brother, my brother is home. It was a very intense thing. Um, at one point, he's made it without any. They thought they were going to have to do major surgery on him. His heart was. They thought he had clogged arteries to where they were going to have to fit him with a pacemaker. And he was just that unresponsive. But they determined that none of his arteries were clogged. He is on lots of meds. So, but he is home. He's been closely watched because he can't do anything. He can't other than go to the bathroom. So he is needing assistance all the way around. So it won't be out of the state. I'm going to say that it's not out of the state. But moving from this place to another house, but it's not out of the state. So I know, and there's a lot of people that, not just for you all, but there are a lot of people that watch the video, and I can't really monitor, so that's why I'm not giving it to disclose all of that. Um, okay, I understand. Yeah, some people. Oh, I know where you live. Really? Like the person that says CPS was watching me. Really? Okay. Mm, yeah. Like I said, I will share. You guys will see. Because I'm going to be obviously in a different room, so you'll see. And the setup and stuff, you'll be able to see that. And whatever I blog around the house or something, you'll see that. Kids outside, but I will not anything specific. And I've been fine with that. I've been doing that all along. Uh, Specific to location, I never disclose anyway. Yep, we are staying put. Because my dad is the type that, like I said, he is not, because he's back and forth. He knows me. He knows I will just get up and go. He specifically told me to stay put because he knows I'll go. And his mindset is he's thinking that we will be the next major emergency if we're on the road by ourselves. And that I can respect. So I left it alone. I didn't question him. I just got that because, with my brother, that's just enough. I don't want something to happen to us. So I just, if it gets too bad, I know that he needs help, but he will send for us rather than me trying to, he's got a couple people um, there, but he said stay put. So I'm staying put. Can't be a hardhead, even though I want otherwise. I don't know. I just have to deal with it. So do not question the Father. And he said, if I needed help with anything, he would help. And so I knew, after he said don't, when he said don't do anything, he was serious. So, but yeah, all the prayers and well wishes for the family are greatly appreciated. Um, so, yeah, those of you that want to get in on that juice cleanse, I say go for it. That would be a good little a good little deal. You should have buddies to hold each other accountable, exchange emails or something. Let me go back up here. Let me show this thing. All right. Does anybody else have anything um, to share before we close out this chat for the next chat? Let me see. Today is Sunday. I will try, and I'm going to schedule this time. Okay, I will schedule and stick to the schedule. I'm going to try to come back in on Wednesday. Does anybody have anything they want to talk about? And I can make that the topic. A specific time on Wednesday, morning, afternoon. I don't know what you all prefer, but I try to be, pretty flexible with timing. Peace unto all. Thanks for having me. Thank you for joining. Keep in touch. Email me. She is a wonderful sister friend one can't live without. Peace, love, and hair grease. Y'all, shalom. I need to put the children in bed. My hubby has been holding it down for the last 3 hours. Until next time. Yes. So Wednesday. More likely, if it's on a weekday, I probably will come in around 1 Central. And I'm up pretty early. I just think that, given the different time zones, you all wouldn't want something too early. Because, like, my 9 o'clock is probably 7, 6 o'clock for some of you all. So that's why I try to make it an afternoon. But Wednesday will be the next one. And then I'll do my regular Sunday. And like I said, if you all have a topic, let me know if there's something you want to talk about. You can leave it in a comment. You can message me. And we can talk about that. Otherwise, I will try to come up with something. Yeah. Shalom. We'll talk again soon. Session Homeschool Academy. All right. I wonder what is a good time. Dinner time could be rough. Yes, dinner time could be. That's why I figure 4. Is okay. Maybe 3. I don't want to interrupt schooling. So that's why I try to make it between those times. But yeah, you guys can always, comment on the video or something and just let me know. Alrighty. Shalom. I will see you all in a couple of days to go tend to my children.